What are these guys doing? You guys can't just show up and start harvesting another guy's corn. Good morning. Here comes somebody with a Lexion. Pulling in to say hello or something. What are these guys doing? That's weird. I don't know what's going on down there. Those guys just started harvesting our corn. Now they got a full hopper in our grain carts down there.
It looks like it's going to shoot it right over the door.
I'd say they're full. Hey! You guys can't just show up and start harvesting another guy's corn.
I'm sorry.
It looks to me like you got cab corn already. Wait a second, Jon Butterly?
This is a Millennial Farmer? Or is it the actor that's the Millennial Farmer?
It's the actor that plays the Millennial Farmer.
Yeah.
Apparently, my buddy Butterly decided that we needed to run a Claas Combine. So we're gonna empty it out into the grain cart here, get rid of his passenger, make sure everything is set right. Then we're gonna go to town. Jon and I ended up in the cab of this machine having so much fun combining corn all day that now it's what? I mean, you can see the sunset, right? Bye, Jon. Thank you. I really didn't think he was ever gonna leave. Trucking along in a Claas. This is a first. That's it. Everything is full. We're done for the night. Looks like Jim's ready to go. That'll do it. Morning! Checking oil with one hand can be tricky. Thunder. Sure looks like a colorful morning around here. She's burning. Yesterday I thought this thing didn't have any buzzers. That's gonna get the tinnitus flaring. We'll let the hydraulic temperature warm up a bit on this thing while I take a look at it here and kind of walk around and show you guys what some of the features are on this machine. We're running on frozen ground now, so everything's gonna be rougher now. I can't say how this would compare as far as a ride to a John Deere, but this thing's riding pretty smooth, all things considered for frozen ground. I think they've got some pretty good movement built into their tracks. Several people were asking, and this has the CAT engine. This machine is one of the last Claas machines that has the CAT engine. From now on, they're going to a MAN engine or a Mercedes. Personally, guys, I love the colors of this thing. I absolutely hate the green and red. Doesn't mean it would make or break the deal if we were to consider buying one, but I like this a lot better. You can get right in here and see right up the sieves in this thing. There's no shoe augers like there is on the Deere. It's got a much, much larger sieve area, much larger cleaning area than our 9870. I do know that the newer Deere combines now, like the 780 we have, has a considerably longer cleaning area here, so I can't say for sure how it compares, but this is way bigger than our 9870. The chopper and spreader system back here works pretty well. It does have the adjustments like the newer S-Series Deere does, where you can push it off to one side, spread it wider or narrower. You can adjust that, which I really, really like. I'm still trying to get used to all the functionality of it, but so far, it's been a solid machine. The hopper on it, they said, was 375 bushel, which is actually rated at just slightly less than our 9870. The newer ones now, I believe he said, was like 450 or 500 bushel. They got a much larger hopper. the spout here, the unload system, to me it looks really, really small compared to the John Deere. However, it unloads every bit as fast because it runs faster and the flighting in the auger is more aggressive. From inside the cab, you got to lean forward to see that spout. On the Deeres, they come farther forward, so you're looking straight on at it to the side. With this one, you kind of awkwardly have to bend forward and watch it at all times. It's not just right out the window. That was a downfall from what I noticed unloading last night. Inside here, it's pretty cozy. It's a comfortable cab. I will say the visibility is not as good as it was with the newer Deere Combine. There's just a lot more pipes and mirrors and supports and just things to look around. The visibility's not bad. It just isn't as good as that 780 was that we ran. Functionality wise over here, pretty simple. The stick is not too complicated. There's not a whole lot going on over here. It has a ton of functions on here. There's a lot of technology built into the thing, but they didn't overcomplicate the controls at all. Well, I don't know if that's because it's cold or if that's a problem. I guess I can't run auto steer until things warm up. Right now, I am combining 220 bushel corn right at 5 miles per hour. It's got the horsepower and the capacity to handle a lot of corn going through. Right back there is one of the things I really like. I can see my tailings elevator. That's got a light in it also, so you can see it really well at night. Just kind of cool. The unload auger is really quiet like the newer Deere Combine was, but the sound of everything going on in front of me and behind me, I don't think is as quiet as the 780. I'd say it's about on par with our 9870, which is good, just not as quiet as that 780. But the unload is quite a bit quieter than our 9870 is. I hope you guys enjoy that shot. I hope it was worth it. This place is a disaster now. I had 8 feet left over there, and we have cab corn. If it wasn't so windy, I might have made it. Yeah, I think that wind didn't help anything either. I honestly think the wind was kind of pushing it.
Yeah, that's very possible.
We ran out of the dryer hybrid over to the east, so I came over west, and I just didn't want to break through again because of certain reasons I don't need to take the time to explain, but I couldn't make it to the end, which is good. We got a lot of corn out here. Time for a stretch break. I don't know if it's the cab or the wind, but there's not a lot of corn sitting up there. Pretty easy to get right in and check out these sieves. Look good. Check the ground out. Another one of those machines where there's no restroom. I'll have to go in this one. Our temperature is actually up in the 40s today, which is the warmest it's been for quite a while. The top half inch of the ground is actually kind of slimy and muddy. It's still froze underneath, which is nice, so we're not dealing with sinking in and getting stuck, but it's muddy again. Driving slower, and if I tighten the sieves down anymore, I start losing. I guess it doesn't really pay to go to Laxton's then if we're going to either run out of room and or run out of elevator timing.
Yeah, if we run out of elevator, then we'd end up with trucks sitting full of their corn and possibly until Monday, because they weren't willing to commit to being open tomorrow, especially if they go full of corn today.
No, it's not grinding it. It's not high FM. It's just I can't get the cobs out. So do you think, should I jump out and change that right now? Okay. Oh, I think I opened the rock trap. Yeah, okay. All right, well, no rocks came out. Oh, here we go. There's another lever next to the lever. So the tank is much cleaner, but at 4 miles an hour, it's flashing at me. It filled that sensor, and the tailings are completely full of grain. Yeah, I'll mess with it from here. Okay, thanks, John. We made multiple changes here, and we made a difference. The issue is we did lose capacity because now I've slowed down to, I'm under 4 miles per hour. But I trust the loss sensor in this thing, so it's telling me without having to get out and check how much I am or how much I'm not losing. You can see we've cleaned it up a lot. The downfall is now I've slowed down to the same speed as the deer to get the sample as good as the deer. So we're kind of back in the same spot as we would be with the green machine at this point. But it is a pretty clear, pretty obvious, very visible improvement, that is for sure. Well, it must be warm out there because I see mud on those tracks again.
Yeah, just a little bit on top. It's still froze because it's rougher than
There's my loss sensor and my tailings. Catch up, catch up. There we go, there we go. It's just a difficult hybrid. It just is what it is. Nice sunshades all the way around that actually match the sizes of the windows, but I don't like that there's no magnetic corner posts. So how is a YouTube person supposed to stick their magnetic camera on the corner post? Again, those little details that really matter. That field is done. Now we jump straight across the road to the south here. Time to pick on some more corn, and we'll see what we got, because I know this field, other than these short rounds here, which are a test plot, once we get to the long rounds over there, because we're not going to touch a test plot tonight, once we get over to the long rounds, that's some wet corn. Is it a bad sign when you turn the lights on and everything shuts down and goes to heck on you? That was weird. 7, I'm going to have to shut this whole thing down and reboot it and see if the computers come back. Now it's all dead. I broke it. I was combining along and I turned the lights on and everything went haywire on me. The machine, the engine stayed running, but the cylinder didn't. There's no communication to anything anywhere. No, it's like the whole thing toasted. I'm just dead here in the field. I'm just gonna try and combine. Look at that, I even got it running. Okay, here's the magic that happened. Apparently, at the same time that I turned the lights on, the battery disconnect also shut off. The battery disconnect is outside in front of the left rear tire. 2019, man, 2019. I've got to actually get out and dig these cobs out from the deck plates by hand, because they won't reverse out and they won't fall out when I open the plates. They are smashed in there. This is the second time I've done this in not too long. And this is an issue I've seen before, but I've never had to get out and dig it out by hand like that. Look at that. It's actually warm enough out today that we got mud on things again. For some reason, when the battery shut itself down, the monitor changed fields on me, and I could see that there was no map where I was at, and I didn't know why that was, but it's been doing goofy things anyway, so I kind of ignored it. Then I realized it changed back to my old field, so now I've got recording in the wrong field and recording missing from this field. I don't think you're allowed to wear that shirt in here.
Probably not.
Todd,
Yep.
are you here to remind me about the Cyber November deals?
Of course.
FBN is having the biggest sales of the year right now through the end of November.
Right now until the end of November, while supplies last.
That's what I thought. Bye, Todd. I hate to see him go, but I love to watch. No, that's not how that goes at all. Chance of rain tonight, so I figured I better close the hopper. But we are now caught up to the dryer. Ziegler, which is the local dealer for this thing, who has been providing all the support and the service for this thing, which I really appreciate, is going to be out here tonight. They're going to make a change to what they call the APS grates, which are basically underneath me right here, and will change a little bit of the way that the grain actually flows into the back of the machine, into the separator, and hopefully will help in some of our high moisture corn. We're going to try that and see if we can make an adjustment and hopefully improve on this thing. So watch for that in one of the upcoming videos, because we're going to have them make that change, and then we're going to see what this thing is going to do. Found Jim. We're getting near the end and we're having to make room for corn. And so we have to shut the dryer down to transfer this stuff so that we can make room later. So we'll fire up the dryer around midnight and let it run the rest of the night. And then we'll get a late start tomorrow, but at this point, it is what it is. We're doing what we can. At least the forecast looks pretty decent. Until next time, thanks for watching another episode of The Millennial Farmer.